This is the Steve Gruber Show.
Well, it sure is good to see you early on this Wednesday, the 1st of October, live in the shadow of Detroit, kicking off another brand new day here on the Steve Gruber Show, fighting for you from the foxhole of freedom. And I always want to know who's in your foxhole. You should know, too, in case of emergency. All right, a lot of things to get to today. Number one, President Trump made a deal with pharma giant Pfizer to lower drug prices for all Americans. It's a huge deal to help those with better health care and pay less money. It's good news. Number two, 800 generals, admirals, and flag officers gathered in Virginia to get marching orders for the future of the United States military, and boy, did they get it. It's going to be the end of woke BS and time for some real fighting men and women to take the front of the line again. Number three, by the way, we'll start here. The government is shut down officially. Not sure what that means. We'll look into it. It's not my top story today, but I'll let you know it happened. The government shut down at midnight, so some things will be rolling out today. You'll hear more about it. Don't care that much. If you asked me what the greatest threat to our nation was a year ago, certainly not a government shutdown. I might have told you it was our open borders, though. We had millions of people pouring in, gotaways everywhere, an untold number of terrorist threats setting up shop in hometowns across this country, major cities caving under the influx. It was all going on. But now we have zero, or close to zero, people coming across our border. The invasion has been stopped, but we're still having to deal with the blowback, the consequences. That's pretty clear, right? That's pretty clear. Now we're seeing the results of the Democrats' destructive policies, an invasion from within. President Trump explained it yesterday. Listen.
We've brought back the fundamental principle that defending the homeland is the military's first and most important priority. That's what it is. Only in recent decades did politicians somehow come to believe that our job is to police the far reaches of Kenya and Somalia, while America is under invasion from within. We're under invasion from within. No different than a foreign enemy, but more difficult in many ways because they don't wear uniforms.
No, they don't wear uniforms. You know, the issue is a significant and expensive challenge that affects the safety of Americans like you and I. Addressing it requires coordinated action from various agencies, including DHS, the FBI, ICE, and, of course, local law enforcement, too. The effort relies on collaboration and broad support. Why? Because we're in real trouble. We are in real danger in many places. So much so, in fact, that this is the kind of advice floating around on TikTok these days. Listen to this.
You can just kill ICE agents. You know that? You can just kill them. You don't have to hold your phone in their face and ask people when their birthday is and ask people what their name is and then try to find wherever they end up in Los Angeles. You can kill them. This isn't about social media clout anymore. This isn't about video. This isn't about the phone. This is about get a gun and start killing ICE agents. They are deputized corrections officers. Kill them.
Well, if someone hasn't opened an investigation into that user yet, they better do so stat, because this person's not joking clearly. This isn't theoretical. Lunatic leftists are attempting to commit violence against ICE agents every day. We've already seen it. And harming others in the process, like the idiot who killed detainees while shooting up that ICE facility in Dallas just a few days ago. He was radicalized just like that dangerous individual on TikTok. This person, however, took action, killed people. DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin says the problem is real and it's rampant. Here's what she says.
The evidence points to the fact that this individual very much hated our law enforcement. He was very radicalized. He was found with handwritten notes saying he wanted to bring terror and annihilation to ICE law enforcement, and also on the shell casings, it said anti-ICE on it. So we've seen a lot of this, the great demonization and hatred at our law enforcement, whether it be there in Dallas and Portland or at the Chicago riots that are becoming increasingly violent, Bill.
Yeah, sadly, violence is becoming the predominant feature. For many on the left, they wear it like a badge, somehow thinking that it transforms them into being on the right side of history when they're actually very much on the wrong side. You'd think that the Democrat Party might want to address the issue, but they're too busy deflecting with false claims of both sides, when it comes to political violence and demonizing white men, me. You see, it's my fault. They do this almost constantly. White dudes. You've got Hillary Clinton blaming white men of a certain religion. We all know she's talking about Christian men. Christian men. You know, men of honor who believe in justice and doing the right thing because they answer to God and raising families, who stand up for women to have safe locker rooms free from men, who stand up for the voice of the unborn. Yeah. She says those guys, people like me, maybe you, we're the ones that are dangerous and doing damage to the country. Oh, and there's Joy Reid, who hates white people, white men particularly, so much that she's found it in her heart to hate Elvis Presley. Who does that? You got to have some focus now. Listen to her view of history.
They can't fix the history they did. Their ancestors made this country into a slave hell. But they can clean it up now because they got the Smithsonian. They can get rid of all the slavery stuff. They got PragerU that can lie about the history to the children. They can't originally invent anything more than they ever were able to invent good music. We black folk gave y'all country music, hip hop, R&B, jazz, rock and roll. They couldn't even invent that, but they have to call a white man the king, because they couldn't make rock and roll. So they have to stamp the king on a man whose main song was stolen from an overweight black woman.
Wow. The most sane thing MSNBC ever did was kick her off the air. Julie Unhinged. It's got to be exhausting to wake up every morning so full of hate. And like I said, it takes a lot of focus. It's the same thing with Don Lemon, who was kicked off CNN, but still finds outlets to spread his white man hatred. Here he is.
White men, something is broken.
Yes,
Something
Don.
is cracked.
Yeah, you.
Deep.
You, Don. Well, why'd you stop?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to me.
No. Well, go back to Don.
Okay.
White men, something is broken.
Yeah, that's you, Don.
Something is cracked.
Yeah, that's you, Don.
Deep inside, when so many of you believe the answer to fear, to loss, to change is violence.
Vile comments.
Are you listening to me?
Not really. No, not really. You got to be kidding me. Statistics show that black men are arrested for violent crime at a rate so much higher, it doesn't even matter. But you don't see me wasting my time morning and night pointing that out, because I think we should deal with violence across the board, period. Right now, I see that as a uniquely left-wing problem for the most part. But Don Lemon, he's going to get up here and not only make it about white men, but false claims about white men and violence. I wonder how a gay black man like Don there became so hateful of white men like his husband in the first place. Let's be clear. Violence is a huge problem for the left, despite all their attempts to claim the opposite. I'm going to get back with Senator Chuck Grassley of Iowa, laying it out for you about how they lie by omission, these folks on the left. Oh, Don Lemon. What a guy. Anyhow, thanks, Anthony. I'll just finish this next part. We'll be right back. You know, they lie by omission when it comes to violence and crime. They've done it for a long time, like telling you, oh, the most violent states are red states. Yeah, because of blue cities with Democrat mayors. Chuck Grassley laid it right out. Man to be trusted. Here he is.
Democrats missed a key data point when they assert that the most violent cities are in red states. Almost all of those cities are run by Democrat mayors. Axio reports that of the 20 cities with more than 100,000 residents and the highest murder rate, 19 have a Democrat mayor. President Trump is willing to work with these mayors, but they keep turning down the offer for help, despite the fact that President Trump's efforts are working in places like D.C. and Memphis.
Yeah, 10 murders in D.C. since the 11th of August. 10. That's it. It's October. So half of August, all of September, 10 murders. 19 of the 20 most dangerous, violent cities run by Democrats in America. That's a statistical fact, but let's not forget that statistics have real-world consequences, devastating ones. When you declare your city a sanctuary, you get the brutal murder of a 5-year-old or a mother of 5, like Rachel Marin, for example, at the hands of an illegal alien who bounced from sanctuary city to sanctuary city. No consequences until it was too late for Rachel. She was murdered brutally. When you let career criminals back on the street, crime after crime, while you throw around terms like restorative justice, you get the brutal murder of a 22-year-old aspiring teacher like Logan Federico. These are real-world consequences, and Logan's dad isn't going to let anyone forget that. Here he is. Listen.
She was 5'3". She weighed 115 pounds. Bang! Dead. Gone. Why? Because Alexander Devontae Dickey, who was arrested 39 goddamn times, 25 felonies, was on the street. How about that? How good are we doing for our family? How good are you doing for your kids? He should have been in jail for over 140 years for all the crimes he committed.
And yet this criminal has only spent 600 days in jails over the course of 10 years. He murdered her. Not someone who belongs in society. Logan Federico should be home alive, and that criminal should have been in jail for years. But Democrat policies enabled this tragedy in the name of rehabilitation. They've completely neglected justice. Hillary Clinton, Don Lemon, Joy Reid. They want you to believe that the white man is the greatest risk to America, while stories like this are commonplace. You want to call me a bigot because I want the Logan Federicos and Rachel Marins of our country to sleep safely at night? You're insane. I want crime punished. I don't care who does it. I want crime punished. I don't care who the criminal is. The leaders of the Democrat Party used to preserve some shred of sanity on the issues of crime and immigration. What changed? How about here's Bill Clinton back in 1995? Remember this?
Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens.
Yeah. Is he the problem? Guess what? He received a standing ovation for that announcement. A standing ovation. And by the way, here's his wife. Remember this woman? Her name's Hillary. Roll it.
As to illegal aliens, we agree with you that we do not think the comprehensive health care benefits should be extended to those who are undocumented workers and illegal aliens. We do not want to do anything to encourage more illegal immigration into this country. We know now that too many people come in for medical care as it is. We certainly don't want them having the same benefits that American citizens are entitled to have.
Wait a second. I thought that was a far-right, alt-right, bigoted position from fascists, Nazis, and white supremacists. You see, the Democrats are willing to shut down the government over it, by the way. Free stuff for illegals. Whether it's crime, illegal immigration, Democrats are putting law-abiding Americans at the bottom of the totem pole, and it's dangerous. It's the enabling of the invasion from within, and it's your job and mine to remind our fellow Americans of the cost of this kind of invasion and to continue to support candidates who will do their dead-level best to stop it. We need to step up. And yes, the government is shut today because the Democrats wanted $1 trillion with a T. $1 trillion in new spending, much of which would have gone to people in the country illegally to get health care. How much do you get your health care for? Is it free? Is the government trying to hand you checks? Cell phones? A place to live? Free food? Yeah. All right. We'll leave it there for a moment. Where do you live? Do you have a well in your yard? Well, if so, you're already halfway to a geothermal system. Just add a well connect in as little as 8 hours and start saving big. I'm telling you, save big. You'll cut your heating costs in half, extend the life of your furnace, cool your home more efficiently, too, all without major renovation. It is the fastest, most affordable way to bring geothermal to your home. Right now, you have just 3 months left to cash in on the big government rebates and bonuses that could mean saving thousands of dollars because those subsidies will disappear by the end of the year, part of the big, beautiful bill. So don't wait. Get on the road to geothermal now. I'm telling you, I've had people tell me they've saved 90% So if you've got propane, heating oil, wood, whatever it might be, however you heat your house, and you've got a well in your yard, you are well matched. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, you can save even more money. Go look at all. You can see the video here. It's really remarkable. It's patented, made in America. WellConnectGeo.com. It's a fascinating system. WellConnectGeo.com. Made in America. Built for your well. Built for your life. WellConnectGeo.com. I'll take a break and be back. Nice to see you this morning.